Good morning, namaskar. This is Engineer Suraj Singh speaking from Bharat, India on this day, August 14, 2021, Saturday. Quality, safety, and relation to COVID-19 are COVID-19, safety, health, environment, engineer's role, designs, construction, methods, contracts, organization. Can exist without quality. It's very much true. If you think you can avoid quality in engineering, then you live in dark world. If you think you can show your certificates and you can win hearts of people, that's also something irrelevant. Certificates, of course, tell what you are, what you can do. This, of course, tell. That's true. But certification means you have to prove, you have to deliver. Now I'm talking of civil field engineering, which is too vast. Talk safety, talk of construction, talk of quality, talk of planning, talk of valuation, talk of design, talk of whatever you can say, unlimited. And engineer has a role in safety and in quality. Means you cannot simply isolate and redefine yourself that I am only if I because for me solution of quality and safety remains in individuality. Individuality means of a professional and of course a person involved in whatever activity. Engineers are professionals, very smart professionals, very smart in sense of mind, use of mind. Use of mind has no limits. Only wealth one has, wealth of mind. Everybody knows, though we don't realize this fact. Those people who have real wealth of money, they think wealth of mind can be purchased. Well, this is their knowledge, I cannot say anything. If they can purchase mind, they can purchase everything including gods. They are so big, I don't want to comment on that. But I say, wealth of mind is such a wealth, is such a material, such you can say a gift by God that you can never get yourself. Yes, it's resource, or you can say not resource but source, higher level. It's your source only for you, exclusive for person who has mind, who has wisdom, I should say wisdom, mind, brain power, whatever you can say, but that is useful only when it is worked upon or it is applied. If you don't use your mind, it's like sleeping mind. The mind can never sleep, but because you don't think, mind doesn't think. It becomes very problematic, it becomes very annoyed when an individual doesn't use mind and has got mind. So it's a rare case that if you have mind and don't use it, that may be very, you can say, seldom to find. Mind is power of individual. In fact, this is pumping by God, pumping by nature. I should be happy if I have mind and I use it. But people say if you are not getting benefit of mind, and what do they mean by benefit is that you should get money if you use mind. Means they convert mind also to commercial value. The mind cannot be used for commercial value. Yes, this can be used for work, and work can be used for commercial value. That is different equation. Mind also doesn't remain in control of person, because person did not make it. Just like our body doesn't remain in control of ourselves. My body works, it works all time. There's not even a group of seconds, or you can say a few seconds when body doesn't work. And it doesn't stop if I want to stop. It doesn't stop. This is beauty of natural production. God has made such system we can't even imagine of. We beat bushes, we pomp and show that I have done this, I have done this design, I have done this work, I am so capable, I got this award, I got this money. Well, these are very low profile actions, and just to please yourself, you say like this: see, I am awarded author, I am awarded player, I am awarded scientist. Who awarded you? A person like you awarded you, nothing else. Where is your award? In form of shield, in form of medal, in form of recitation. Did God award you? That's the point here. Because this is referral only. If I get some award, it doesn't mean that I'm exclusive for that. It means, yes, I performed something better than all others. That's all. It's not world over award. All 8 billion people have been tested, and only I am suitable for this. It's not that type of award. Some people are there in your relation, in your comparison, who have been tested, and you are fine at this rate. So we consider you awarded. That's only meaning of that. Real award is work. Real award is use of power, use of energy, your focus on something, and concentration on that. That is called work. And if your work, whatever you do in life, whatever, if your work does not have quality, criteria, quality, degree in that, I can't call that work. Believe me, you should accept this. Quality, which is number one criteria next to quantity, because if there is quantity, quality is there. And if there is no quantity, question of quality doesn't arise. So you can say, when you talk of how many items have you produced, and somebody says, I have produced X items, then all those X items must have X quality criteria, and that criteria should match with its designed criteria, or its defined criteria, or its specification criteria. That's what is required. Because if quality does not exist, that product shall not function, that design shall not work, that you can say whatever work you have done, that shall be useless, or it shall be used to inferior level, not at equal playing level for which you designed that, produced that. So definition of quality is very easy, that you have to comply by requirement of something. It's so easy. We say in engineering specifications or engineering coordination communications, this meets requirement and this doesn't meet requirement. Here requirement is very easy, means there was some consideration. We selected out of those consideration points, and we say, okay, we will work on these points and nothing else. And if we work on these points, it's called requirement is met, because those points, selected points, were requirement, not all points. That requirement is selected points, and if you do better than that, it's fine. Means you are a better person, you are a better manufacturer, you are a better industrialist, you are a better engineer or foreman, that you care for quality as well as quantity. Quality is not difficult to be understood by engineers and also by all others. Everybody understands meaning of quality. Maybe they don't know spelling of quality, but they don't understand all over world what is quality. Yes, it varies. They understand variance also. Quality, you define yourself and do it yourself. If you do it yourself, fine, there is no dispute. But if you don't do yourself, there is a dispute. Dispute in a sense that you are cheating, you are a cheat, you are a substandard performer, you don't value for what has been asked to do, and you don't care about that. So you have all opposing points with you. You are your own opponent. You are opponent of your specifications or quality system. You are opponent of your own, and you can't be happy. I find people saying, I am very strong in work. I can do work day and night. Some says that. Some says. If somebody says that, I think I believe that person. But if that person only says, doesn't do, then how can you believe such person? That's what say false quality statement. When some manufacturer mandates, I have done this qualitatively, and you don't find that product performance to that level, you shall certainly be very angry with that manufacturer who is a liar. It may be manufacturer or it may be someone else who says something and doesn't do that. Such persons always lie, and it looks when they speak, oh, this is very honest person. Whatever this person says shall do, fulfill that commitment. Such persons are their own enemies. Yes, they can be fool customers for a while, but continuity doesn't work there. Continuity is very important. Continuity of your performance, continuity of value of your material, continuity of recognition of your material, continuity reliability of material, continuity of demand of material. If it continues in quality, it continues in requirement, everything continues. And if you apply a brake somewhere by inferiorizing it, then everything is inferiorized. Yes, one time, two time, three time you can play with customer, but at end there shall be terminated relations between your customer and yourself. Then you can't call back that customer even after you give best quality material, because trust is very important. Trust is not easy. Trust is created, it is established by your work, long work, not simply start of work. You have delivered many times, people accept that. People have belief that you do it, you have been doing it, and you shall be doing it. That trust is very important. That trust is very much qualitative. That trust is very much conscious based. And that trust depends on honesty, sincerity, attitude, and every part of life. Once you create that trust, it's very difficult to maintain that, because you are not alone in work. Many personnel with you, many workers with you, and there can be laziness, there can be lethargy, there can be yawning, or you can say there can be slacking attempt by these people. After all, they are human beings. That factor, that loss of efficiency during work can damage that trust. Therefore, you have to take care of workers also, take care of person also if you want to have quality organization, quality system operate. This means your individuals should be awakened, should be smart all time, should not be very tired, should have plenty of rest. That's also called look after of workers by companies, by owners, by organizations. Because if you are slow, if you are tired, you can't think fully, you can't be mentally aware because you are tired physically. You are not able to get energy into your mind well distributed and you can't think fully. That's also a kind of resolution on quality system, because ultimately it is involved person who shall produce quality along with use of machines and use of materials. It's very important, and that's what I say. Engineers must realize quality facts, and in particular community of civil engineers have to change quality aspect of society and industry, or else quality whatever do you have shall also go away. It cannot exist. Systems can be made, but operation of system is very important. Making system is not important. Systems can be made if these are well understood. Systems can be made if quality is performed. Systems are devised, are designed, are achieved. And broken system means broken life linked to broken system. Every professional has a right to amend self, to modify self, to research on self, and to research on all associates and on all workers. It's very important. Nobody is all dimension perfect. We say this man is expert. Yes, expert is one part, but this is not perfection. You are expert only within certain definition. Like I say, quality definition. You are master of that definition. You have done many jobs based on that, and you have improved that. Yes, then you are expert. But you are not perfect even then, because somewhere, some point can be picked up as observation. This means you could not rectify or you could not pick up that point since it was pointed out. Very important point. Just explanation is not enough. I try to explain based on my experience, based on my personal observation, based on how people work. People in general, if you say in general, I am saying they don't care for quality until they are affected, they are adversely impacted. And those who are dealing in manufacturing or in construction, they too have same attitude. Nobody bothers for quality constant statement. Quality constant state. You understand what I mean? It's like that if I am breathing, naturally of course it should go on all time. If I am doing something, if I do something and it should be continuous, then it should move continuously. And if there is a gap, there is a break, there is a comma or full stop or this interrogation mark, then you cannot say it moves further. You have to resolve it first. Very important point. You have to resolve it first. And if you cannot resolve it, then you can't achieve quality. A relevant element or product define quality to be achieved, and that must be a must. That must be a must. Individual is individual. Individual has to streamline self, and then individual has to streamline others. And streamline means there is a Reynolds number, there is viscosity requirement, There's a discharge flow. If discharge flow is not regular, it's not same, you will find change in viscosity, you will find change in Reynolds number. You know what I am talking of. I am talking of fluid mechanics, flow of liquids. It's individual. Individual itself is a fluid. It keeps on changing its own properties, its own performance levels, and that are to be contained, that are to be streamlined. Means whatever stream you accept, that property must not change immediately. Stream is stream, mind stream it is, work stream it is, physical stream on work, power of thinking stream or application of mind stream, or you can say your personal devotion stream, your commitment stream, whatever stream you talk of, that stream must be well understood. Dedication is very important, devotion is also very important, commitment is very important, and on top of that, happiness that you draw from that is very important. If you are not happy in your work, you cannot do work, believe me. If you are not happy in reality, then that work becomes a burden for you, because you are not drawing happiness, pleasure from that work. That is important achievement. If I don't draw happiness or pleasure while I perform, then there is something wrong somewhere. Either I am not happy with that because I am not suitable for that, or that work is not suitable for me, and I unnecessarily force myself because of job, because of employment to do that. That's not right way. Generally we say right man for right job. If you are a right man for right job, if you are a suitable man for right job, for whatever job you do, if you are suitable for that, it's only evidence is that you should not be tired. I mean to say tired at every half an hour. You should feel happy with that work. Your mind should be happy, and you want to do more effect on that. You want to improve that. And that means proactively, without somebody asking you, somebody asks you. So you can say, relevant element or product defined quality to be achieved, individuals' required attitude to be streamlined, individuals' dedication to be applied on actions, work commitment to be made and fulfilled for delivery, and all other parameters whatsoever to deal with or requirements must be taken care of. It's very important point. I'm not talking of designs, because designs are very important and design must be taken care of by engineers in every respect, because ultimately it's a source for execution. Design is a source material that is used for implementation, and implementation is ultimately responsible. If implementation is not to mark, then all your design work go waste. All works go waste. You can say design drawings must have quality input and duly coordinated, very well coordinated, to produce working details, because those details shall be used for working on site or in factory, keeping every site working conditions, because sites cannot be relied upon automatically, but clear information is provided, specify properly whatever is to be done. Every step must be clearly defined without impact of ambiguity. Construction is very, very significant field where you can say whole budget is generally nearly 70%, 60% budget goes to that world of construction, where quality is very difficult to achieve, because that's not factory where automatic machines are produced and everything is well managed and you can say well dimensioned. Generally everything is defined, automated, you can say, in mechanical world, in other words. But as far as civil construction is concerned, it is very, very difficult. It depends upon workers involved, engineers and foremen and others are involved. And even then, after involvement of everybody, after input of everybody, this goes variance, this goes intolerance. Reasonable coordination is very important even in construction as it is important in designs. Coordination is not easy. Coordination is very clear that whatever activities are required to be done at certain time, all this must be done. There may be many inputs from every other field, and you reach a stage where every other field has to give you information at the same time, and it works perfectly. I can say quality science you follow, quality system you follow. Quality system means this is also quality system, that part of quality system, that whatever you have to work at one time must be worked. It can be worked one time if information is available in that time. Information is available, interpretation of information is available, and its working is practically possible. So coordination, you cannot take it for granted. If you ask somebody and says, oh, yes, I can do coordinate, it's not simply saying. It requires very difficult work. If he is particularly technical and engineering based, it's not very easy. You have to study it well, study all related subjects. You have to understand problem, and after that you have to find solution of that. And when you find solution that I have to do this way, then you have to apply that. And that's where I say it is a liability for those who don't understand this coordination system. And really, if you are not a good coordinator, you cannot engineer work. You cannot engineer work, whatever degree you have. It doesn't matter in coordination. Coordination is your common sense. Coordination means you have to have experience, and if you don't have experience, there is no meaning of any coordination. Coordination doesn't work there at all. Therefore, my friends, I always stress on coordination because coordination is real management organization. If you are a manager, you are an organizer, or you are even top of company, you are a top of company, higher you go, you have higher coordination level, and lower you stay, you have lower coordination level. But coordination cannot go away. It applies at every activity done by you and by others, and that coordination is very important. So I have very big consideration for coordination, because if coordination is suitable, is actual, is real, work shall not be difficult to do. And therefore we say all activities must be taken care of, but it doesn't happen. Reason being lethargical attitude and undue fatigue in body and mind, which we call undue strains in minds. Then if it is the case, why should work suffer? Go and take rest if you are not able to do job. And if you are able to do the job, you are able to do the job, then you have to do it smartly, efficiently. And that smart attitude, efficiency attitude is really very difficult to achieve. But you work for say 14 hours and you are not able to do quality work or efficient work, then your 14 hours mean nothing. These mean nothing, because what you didn't match requirements, did not even reach to that level. You produce something which is not saleable, or you can say usable. That has got no meaning. Because of deficiencies in designs or deficiencies in your work, construction work or some other work. Who is accountable in that case? Means question is, who is accountable to what level? Just work is nothing if you don't if you don't find it useful. And it's very important for current youth, for youth of world and also of our country, that they should understand meaning of coordination. Coordination is work of mind. It's not work of just shouting or work of fighting or work of blaming each other. It's technique, real technique in works. Coordination. Coordination means you have to deal with all details, technical details, specifications, and all other necessary details that come on way of work, that everybody has to understand. You may be very good engineer, but you may not be very good coordinator, possible. You may be a very well top designer, but you may not be able to coordinate. Coordinates is a graphical, if you represent it graphically. We say on graphs, two-dimensional graphs, if you take x, o, x-axis, this is horizontal line, x, o, x-axis. This is vertical line, y, o, y-axis we say. And where we say O, that's origin. Origin. So we say this graph goes this way or that way, right? We say abscissa. This horizontal line is called abscissa. ABSCI, abscissa, SSA. X, O, x-axis generally referred to as abscissa, while y, o, y-axis is referred to as ordinate. If you can say y, o, y is considered vertical movement, vertical, x, o, x is considered horizontal movement. But both are movement. Actually, this is in a space. In solid geometry, we consider space. So this is that. You may be vertical consideration, you may be horizontal consideration, but when it is three-dimensional, it is same. So what I say, in abscissa and ordinate relation, we say abscissa is constant, but ordinate fluctuates, right? That's our assumption, that abscissa remains constant if value of so ordinate is y-axis, means there is a fluctuation in y-axis. There is a fluctuation in x-axis also, but that's horizontal, it's not vertical. But ordinate moves vertically. There can be difference in values, but there will be difference in value of ordinate, but means function is same. That's why there are, say, 10 persons working on y-axis. Though they stand on x-axis, their values count in y-axis. Location is x-axis, vertical, and we say all these 10 persons, if they have to work together, information must reach that. All those 10 informations should come to that point of axis, that this information requires this requires this, and this requires this. And then we have to see whether these can work with each other, this can be implemented. And if there is any clash or any defect or something, then we have to rectify that first. We have to remove that first. So that is what we call coordination. All vertical standing on horizontal ground should talk together, should work together, and it's not question of status, it's question of activity. You may be whosoever, but your activity at that time is important, and how much you are ready with that, that's important. If even one person out of 10 does not fulfill requirement, does not remain compatible with others, then that work stops. All other 9 are given workless. So even one person is not ready, so other 9 cannot be ready, cannot come forward to finish that job. So we can say work is held up because of lack of coordination. That coordination is very important. I am stressing on this because this is very, very important part in engineering. In engineering, coordination is leader, you can say, as far as subjects are concerned. And there is no subject of coordination in engineering itself, unfortunately. Coordination is learnt on work, and this is a lead subject, much more important than designs and much more important as execution. Without coordination, no design can be done. Yes, design can be done theoretically, but it doesn't work. It doesn't happen. So coordination is very important. There should be coordination work. It should be well coordinated, we say. But we say only it should be. We have to understand that fact as well. What is coordinated information is not available. Due to that this happens. It's not engineering work. In other sectors also this happens. We don't have available information. We'll let you know later on, we'll sit sometime else. This happens. Now, since I'm talking of coordination, it's very important fact that we should talk about safety, health and environment, which is very much part of quality system itself and a part of health, both. Your health should be quality based. Quality based means there are certain requirements for your health. Your blood pressure should be this much, in this range. Your pulses rate should be this much. Your temperature should be this much. And your weight should be this much. All that, right? That's all specification I can say. Medical specification, body specification. And if you don't have that, then doctor prescribes some medicine. Okay, you take this medicine and you'll get better. Means there is some specification available for persons, available for a health system. And that's also, you can say, part of quality system. Though it's natural, yet it's observed. When nature is observed, how nature works, we can say this is system information of nature. Because nature devised this system and we just observe that system to understand how it works and then apply that. Is that not right? So when I say safety, health and environment, safety is very important from prevention of accidents. That's very important, and also post-accident we have to take care as fast as possible so that life of someone is saved. This means we should be qualitative very strong even while dealing with safety, health and environment. Our quality is surveillance. Our quality to keep an eye on activities. That activities should be safe, whatever sort of activity, and we have to keep an eye that whatever dangers exist, example, danger of fire, danger of dirty dust storm, danger of something else, means we have to consider possible factors, risk factors we say, that are invited by safety, health and environment, because environment is not simply air or sun or wind. It is working with stars. Where do you work? What's temperature of that room? What's suffocation of that room? Is it humid or not humid? Are people happy with each other? Do they talk to each other or they don't to each other? Do they take care of machines? Do they take care of this? They care of safety. They don't care of safety. All these points are very significant for consideration of environment creation. Internal environment, team environment, if that works, productivity increases, efficiency increases, quality increases, and if that doesn't work, nothing can increase. That point must be well taken up. We have been facing COVID-19, very important issue, and this whole world, I am saying whole world has been quality less in this regard. Very simple. Whole world has been safety less in this regard, despite having thousands scientists all over the world, or maybe more, and so many others. Doctors have left. They have left their lives. They have died. Nurses have left this world. This means we do not know this attacker, this offender against us. This COVID-19 is still an attacker, and we don't have self-defense even. forget offending, forget encountering. Encountering is still remote. We do not know which weapon to use for encountering, and even if you have a weapon, is that weapon effective against intrusion of COVID-19? COVID-19 has so far been very successful. There is no doubt. It has been very, very successful. Whatever entity it is, people don't know. Moreover, when something happens like that world is unable to understand what is that, then sometime what happens, okay, research keep on researching, scientists keep on researching and all others, but majority part of public would say that this is God's wish. Indeed, when something goes beyond control of ourselves, we leave it to that power and we say let power take care of. But we have to work also at same time. God will take care, because it is God only that it has come. So God knows everything about this, and we do not know anything about this, or this entity knows everything about this. So what to do in that case? In beginning, world was very sensible. It was very much clear about how to do work or attack or save yourself in unison with support of all. But now, because of direct impact on economy due to COVID-19 attack, every country has been affected. Every richest country or every poorest country, all have been affected. And those who used to cry a lot, we have a lot of money, we have a lot of wealth, we have this national GDP, all those people, all those nations, all those economies have been adversely impacted upon by COVID-19 offense. And because economy down means wealth is down, people are down. Still, people are more interested in money than in safety, it looks. Particularly political community of world. I am sure, and you know this, that politicians can't be trusted. It may be whatever country, you cannot trust politicians, but politicians cannot be removed also, because this is democratic world. Well, I am not going to say democracy or no democracy. My concern is COVID-19 and its mutations, or its, you can say, strains, aftermaths, and whatever this may be. Currently delta is delta, delta which was intermittently produced, or you can say intermittently evolved automatically by its own impacts from other I can say formations or other mutations. Delta, which was known or is still known that it started in Bharat, India, though it has no relation direct, but it is fact also. This delta is so powerful that now everybody indirectly says that we cannot control it. It's a big failure of world, that even vaccinations are not now fully reliable. They try to hide information, and they say something today, something in afternoon, and then something next day. This means they themselves are not sure what is happening. Then if nothing is sure about something, we don't know which weapon we have to use. We have irrelevant weapons. I'm not saying that we don't have weapons. I mean, some ineffective weapons or partly effective weapons like vaccines are available, and world is using them also. But that too is limited in power. Some days you can say this is 50% effective. Some days they say it's 25% effective. And in fact, one day they will say this is not effective at all. It happens. Highly intelligent people, they don't directly answer. Those who are not educated, they can answer directly even though it may be wrong. But educated people always think, and this is duty to think, and they think mind changes every day. Today I am saying this, maybe tomorrow I say no, another logic has come in, and this is that. What I am saying is, we have no control on something, then we have to control ourselves. That's very simple. We have to be defensive. That's all. Self-defense is important. You defend yourself from impact of COVID, and COVID will not harm you. This is only method. You can say whatever method is there. I can say this is only a method that you keep individual and everyone safe against dynamic impact of COVID-19. COVID-19 is COVID-19. I think it's like a tongue word now. There's no thinking on to say COVID-19 because it has been very common word. I think only world. In world, first time this word is used. How many times nobody knows. How many times in Britain nobody knows. So this is dominant word, dominant article term this time. Started since 2019, 2020, 2020, and maybe it goes up to 2029, nobody knows. Well, I'm not predicting that, but what we should do, we should take care of this in time. And as I have seen all over the world, people have been affected so much by use of mask for about almost quarter to 2 years that they are fed up with use of mask. They are not fed up using other clothes, but the one small size wearing has impacted everyone. I don't want to say use mask because everybody knows it, mask is necessary, but then they avoid its use, and it's not good to tell all every time use mask. You will see on roads, you will find 80% people, sometimes 90% people avoid mask. I can't answer for that because you don't want to be safe. That's the only reason. Otherwise, use of mask is not difficult. It's very easy. We have to be clear in this. Why to risk ourselves? It's costly because if you are infected with COVID-19, nobody shall help you except yourself. If you are admitted to hospital, you have to spend money and you have to face problems of money, of food, or you have to open your locks of treasury and spend millions and millions on your treatment, which everybody cannot do. Particularly 80% people who don't have that wealth, they are left harm with harm. Harm can come to them whenever it wants. So only way for everybody is a small solution. Take your own protection. That protection can be provided to you, equipped with you by use of mask and goggles. Mask is very critical because it's placed on nose and mouth, nose and lips. Nose is dominant part of body, or you can say dominant part through which impact can enter body, infection can enter body. It can enter through eyes also. But if you are not inclined to keep you safe, you must be inclined to keep others safe. But you are not inclined to keep others safe also. That is reason you are not using mask. You don't use mask. Means indirectly, unknowingly, you are going to be killer of others. It's better to resort to having precautionary measures rather than subjecting yourself to impact of COVID-19 and sequently impacting others, COVID-19, who have come in touch with you. Today it is unknown, but there will be a time when we would say, see, water has virus particles and you won't trust water as well. Time is coming. In water in Australia, these particles were detected. Similarly, 2 years, I think 1.5 years back, such particles of virus were detected in Italy, in Sweden, and many other parts of the world. Even then, we did not learn any lesson. There's been information with force that vaccine is only solution, but now time has told us that vaccine is only part solution. It's not full solution, or it's not absolute. Those companies who produce like Pfizer, they have, according to news, earned about 13 billion euros, and still they have no liability if these vaccines don't work. You can say otherwise that it was a kind of business, commerce, as these people have made, without having any liability towards others. But because world is helpless, people are helpless, they trust in whatever comes their way. Now try is ongoing for how to use ultraviolet rays and how to use air freshener for purpose of having resistance toward COVID-19. This trial has started. How much time it will take, I cannot say. But common sense says that air purifier means you want to take out dirty particles from air, and ultraviolet imposition means ultraviolet rays are available in weather during daytime, but we are so luxurious that we don't want to do physical acts and we don't want to do walking in day. People walk maybe in morning or late evening, but during hot hours, sun hours, they don't like to walk because they are very special. They are very special air-conditioned born babies, and they want to respire all time in air conditioning. For them, no air conditioner means no life. Well, this is not a joke. This is factual statement of generation now. Even older generation, they don't like AC because of many reasons. But generation who is in power means inactions. They are AC minded people, and those who are AC minded people, you can't expect them that they are very strong or they are immune. They shall never be immune because they can't exert pressure on their bodies. That's very important point. I wanted to explain to you. I'm not criticizing anything. In fact, what could I understand as a common person, that no way out of COVID-19 until COVID-19 blesses us with a solution. There is no way out of COVID-19, even if vaccines are inoculated, because vaccines too have failed in this regard. The people have taken it, many people, thousands, crores of people have taken it, yet COVID could not be prevented, could not be handled outside of our home. It is still roaming everywhere. It doesn't care for vaccines or something else, and it is much more intelligent than the world is. We have to keep this point in mind, that we should not play with ourselves and we should not play with others, because life is like that. We should not jump in air. Okay, trial is enough, ultraviolet trial is enough, you have to do it. But even if it doesn't work, you can use ultraviolet for your health building. Some minutes in ultraviolet time, means generally around noon. You can use sun rays. You stand in sun for about 10-15 minutes, half an hour or 1 hour, as much as you can digest. And I think you will sweat out a lot. And temperature is 40 degrees, 35 degrees, 50 degrees. You can tolerate about half an hour sun. Later on, you can take water to compensate your loss of humidity, loss of moisture from your body, and reduction of water in your body. You can replenish it. But benefit that you will get from ultraviolet infection into your body is much more useful, much more better than living in a false paradise that I am vaccinated and nothing will happen to me. Ultraviolet is very strong. It can penetrate your skin. It can impact your skin. It can impact your head, which is very strong. So if something is very strong, it's like, though it's not X-ray, but it's ray. It's after all heat radiation, thermal radiation that can penetrate your body and purify something. Yes, it may damage also, but limited quantity is acceptable, should be acceptable. But for getting that, you have to walk, sometimes in lunch hour or sometime whenever you are free. For few minutes you can use it. Maybe then you get more immunity against COVID-19. Really, it's very wonderful and interesting to talk like this, because talking is very important, and you can talk only if you can think. And when you think means you do analysis, and analysis is also very important for finding solution pertinent whatever problem one faces. If analysis is not done, first of all, then you cannot understand problem. And if it's not done and you try to solve problem without thoughts, without application of mind or without application of analysis, you may create another problem rather than solving that problem. And that's very important point you have to understand. It's always easy to say something, but doing is very important, not easy. That point must be considered very smartly. And we can say thinking. You have to think about how to save yourself from direct impact of COVID-19, because now there is no doubt that it impacts people, and you cannot simply say that we sit in home and can understand this. You cannot sit in home. You have to go out. Of course, under certain regulations, you have to move, and that movement shall help you. That's very important part. It shall help everyone. About 1 hour that we have been interacting. I've been talking to you about quality and safety as well as COVID-19, which I am too serious to think about really every day. Because I read papers and see what's happening around, and I find that interest of giving news about coronavirus has come down. Countries have virtually undeclared, or you can say they have, you can say tacitly, or you can say watch by watch. Everybody watch other one. Every country watches other country what they are doing, and they try to do the same. Like America, despite having you can say 100,000 cases a day, they don't open, they don't speak, they keep life move, and all countries intend life move at death cost even. What to do? We are hungry people, economic hungry. Everybody wants money. Everybody is interested in money. And money can come only when you do job, you run factory, you run everything, and then you suffer also. which is very important part of safety. And this also leads to quality opportunity, because if you are safe, you shall be quality. Cards we have gone through, many points. We have gone through steel, trapping, electrical, and also, so we'll start with, we were talking mechanical yesterday, and also we are talking about mechanical civil works. We have gone through removal of waste material, fall from heights, steel erection, then pipeline and well fitting. So we'll start here from electrical, I think, just for an overlap, better to understand. Civil work, here it is fraction of gates, then fall of gate erection, so that is very important. Fabrication of gates, and this is erection of fencing. Then it is what is that? Health important, fire. This is assessment of hazards. So we'll take temporary works. Okay, dismantling. We'll start with this. Dismantling we did yesterday. We'll do with this use of hazardous substance. We'll start with this, and I'll come back in a couple of minutes. As usual, that's every day's route, and 1 hour is better to talk to you in 1 hour. I'll do it. I'll go and come back in a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, to cooperate, I'll be back in a couple of minutes, maybe 10 minutes maximum. Alright, we start again. Yes, dear friends, let us talk of as civil works, and it was, use of hazardous substances. We are talking of use of hazardous substances. What are those? We know very well. We have to think of that. Provision: personal to wear gloves, safety footwear and safety helmets. Sharp edges on gates to be removed by grinding prior to erection. Lifting up gates into position shall be undertaken using, and that is oxidized. So this figure says a reducing agent reduces other substance. A reducing agent reduces other substances and loses electrons. Therefore, its oxidation state increases. Its oxidation state increases. An oxidizing agent oxidizes other substances and gains electrons. Gain electrons means oxidizing agent. Therefore, its oxidation state decreases. Now, to eliminate confusion, there is a mnemonic device to help determine oxidizing and reducing. And reduction is gain of electrons. H2. Then it's O3, oxidizing agent, and CO is common reducing agent. F2 is oxidizing agent, Fe is reducing agent. Br2 to Zn, you can say zinc, then H2SO4 and lithium. Like that, this list is given. Halogens, they favor gaining an electron to obtain a noble gas configuration. Alkali metals, they favor losing an electron to obtain a noble gas configuration. Lose an electron. Where they are used in processes such as purifying water. In purifying water, bleaching fabrics. One uses purifying water, bleaching fabrics, storing energy, such as in batteries and gasoline. Oxidizing and reducing agents are especially crucial in biological processes such as metabolism and photosynthesis. NAD plus to harvest energy from redox reactions as in hydrolysis. Plus 2 ATP plus 2 NADH. All combustion reactions are also examples of redox reactions. So by some can say by looking at each element's oxidation state on reactant side of a chemical equation compared with same elements, oxidation oxidation state. Oxidizing agent decreases, reduction agent increases. Number of electrons oxidizing agent gained and this is oxidizing and reducing agents are key terms used in describing reactants in redox reactions that transfer electrons between reactants to form products. Now we discuss what defines an oxidizing or reducing agent. It is redox reaction talked of. It transfers electrons between reactants to form products. It defines these two, oxidizing and reducing agent. How to determine an oxidizing and reducing agent in a chemical reaction, and importance of this concept in real world application. An oxidizing agent or oxidant gains electrons and is reduced in a chemical reaction. Oxidizing agent or oxidant gains electrons and is reduced in a chemical reaction, also known as electron acceptor. Oxidizing agent is electron acceptor. Oxidizing agent is normally in one of its higher possible oxidation state because it gains electrons and be reduced. Example of oxidizing agent include halogens, potassium nitrate and nitric acid. Gaining of electrons and then it's called reduced in chemical reaction. Of course we gain. Then the reducing agent or reduct and redox reaction. Examples of so you lose electron. Deleted uses says that deleted uses recommendation was implemented on 13 June. Let's see what it was. A signals problem, I think. Deleted uses recommendation was implemented on 30th June 2017 to describe training components that have no replacement. Enrollments in training commonly is not issued.